This doctor killed 250 patients with morphine. Nobody noticed. For 23 years. His name was Harold Shipman. Family doctor. Hyde, England. Trusted by thousands. January 2000. Police arrested him. Murder. 15 victims. But that was just the start. How did he kill? Simple. He injected them. Morphine. Massive overdoses. He visited elderly patients. At home. Alone. They died within minutes. Then he'd call the family. Natural causes, he'd say. They believed him. For 23 years. From 1975 to 1998. He killed. And killed. Nobody suspected. Why did he do it? Nobody knows. He never explained. Never showed remorse. Born 1946. Working class. His mother died of cancer. The doctor gave her morphine. Harold watched. And learned. Morphine's power. That memory stayed with him. Forever. Harold became a doctor. Leeds Medical School. Graduated 1970. Started working as GP. Got married. Had 4 children. Normal life. Except for one thing. He was stealing morphine. Forging prescriptions. For himself. Addicted. In 1975, colleagues noticed. Drug inventory didn't match. They investigated. Found Harold was forging prescriptions. He was fired. And convicted. Fined. But kept his medical license. Got treatment. Rehab. Claimed he was clean. Got a new job. 1977. Hyde, Greater Manchester. Working class community. Elderly patients. They loved him. He made house calls. Spent time. Caring doctor. Except he wasn't. His method was simple. Visit elderly patients at home. Usually alone. Patients stopped breathing. Peacefully. Then death. Shipman documented it. Found patient deceased. Natural causes. Over and over. Hundreds of times. His victims were mostly elderly women. 70s, 80s, 90s. Living alone. No family nearby. Easy targets. Trusting. Vulnerable. They called him Dr. Harold. For 23 years, Shipman killed. Patients died. Families grieved. Funerals held. Nobody suspected. The death rate in Hyde was higher than surrounding towns. Nobody noticed. Shipman was clever. He varied his pattern. Different patients. Different times. Different locations. Sometimes weeks between kills. Sometimes days. Never a clear pattern. Some families asked questions. She was fine yesterday. Now she's dead. Shipman had answers. Hidden heart condition. These things happen at her age. Very common. Shipman even forged medical records. After killing patients, he'd update their files. Add symptoms they never had. Heart problems. Breathing issues. Making the death look inevitable. In 1998, something changed. Shipman killed Kathleen Grundy. Age 81. Former mayor of Hyde. Wealthy. Respected. Active. Healthy. Not an obvious victim. And he made a mistake. Her will. Days before her death, Kathleen changed her will. New will. Left everything to Harold Shipman. £386,000. Her daughter Angela got nothing. The will was typed. Very suspicious. June 24, 1998. Shipman visited Kathleen at home. Routine checkup, he said. She died. Shipman called the family. Natural causes. Old age. But her daughter Angela didn't believe it. Angela Woodruff was a lawyer. She knew something was wrong. Her mother was healthy. Active. No heart problems. And this will. It didn't make sense. Angela called the police. Reported the suspicious will. Asked for investigation. Police were skeptical. Respected doctor. Served the community. Decades of service. But Angela insisted. Demanded autopsy. The police agreed. August 1998. Police exhumed Kathleen Grundy's body. 2 months after death. The autopsy revealed morphine. Massive amount. Lethal dose. No medical reason for it. This was murder. Police examined the will. Typewriter analysis. It was forged. On Shipman's typewriter. From his office. Fingerprints on the will. Shipman's. Kathleen's signature. Also forged. September 7, 1998. Police arrested Harold Shipman. At his medical practice. Charged with murder. Kathleen Grundy. Forgery. Fraud. Shipman was shocked. This is ridiculous. I'm a doctor. Police started investigating. Other deaths. Shipman's patients. They pulled records. Found hundreds of deaths. Unusual patterns. Healthy patients. Sudden deaths. All certified by Shipman. Detectives interviewed families. Asked about their loved ones' deaths. Was your mother sick? No. She was fine. Did she have heart problems? Never. Story after story. Healthy people. Dead suddenly. Police ordered more exhumations. 1 body. Then 2. Then 12. All Shipman's patients. All died suddenly. Autopsies revealed morphine. Every single one. Lethal doses. This was serial killing. Forensic tests were conclusive. Morphine in their systems. Levels that could only come from injection. Not medication. Massive overdoses. All died within hours of Shipman's visits. The evidence was overwhelming. Police checked Shipman's medical records. Found he'd been ordering massive amounts of morphine. Far more than needed. He was stockpiling it. For years, the morphine that should have treated pain was being used to kill. Shipman's defense was simple. I didn't kill anyone. I'm being framed. These patients were old. They died naturally. I'm a doctor, not a murderer. But the evidence said otherwise. By late 1998, police had identified 15 murders. Strong evidence. Autopsy results. Morphine overdoses. Forged medical records. They charged Shipman. 15 counts of murder. His trial would begin. But investigators knew. 15 was just the beginning. How many others? They formed a task force. Operation Shipman. 20 detectives. One mission. Find every victim. They analyzed death certificates. Every patient Shipman signed for. From 1975 to 1998. 23 years. Thousands of certificates. Looking for patterns. The list grew. And grew. Statisticians helped. They compared Shipman's death rate to other doctors. Normal doctor, maybe 20 to 30 patient deaths per year. Shipman's rate? 250% higher. Impossible. Unless he was killing them. They interviewed more families. Hundreds. Same stories. Dr. Shipman came for a visit. My father was fine. An hour later, dead. Over and over. The pattern was undeniable. Some victims had been cremated. No bodies to exhume. But detectives had medical records. Shipman's own notes. They analyzed them. Found something damning. Forged entries. Added after death. October 5th, 1999. Preston Crown Court. The trial began. Harold Shipman. Charged with 15 murders. The prosecution's case. Medical records. Toxicology. Expert testimony. Mountains of evidence. The trial lasted 6 months. 57 days of testimony. 94 witnesses. The prosecution presented their case. Victim by victim. 15 murders. Each one proven. With evidence. First victim testimony. Ivy Lomas. Age 63. Healthy. Active. Visited Shipman's clinic. Complained of feeling unwell. She collapsed. Died within minutes. Cause of death. Morphine overdose. Victim after victim. The prosecution continued. Marie West. Bianca Pomfret. Nora Nuttall. Joan Melia. Each case. Same pattern. Shipman visit. Sudden death. Natural causes claimed. Murder proven. Medical experts testified. Explaining morphine. How it works. Therapeutic dose. Pain relief. Lethal dose. The doses found in Shipman's victims. 10 times lethal. No medical justification. Forensic computer expert testified. Shipman's medical records. Analyzed. Metadata revealed. Entries added after patients died. Sometimes minutes after. Sometimes days. Backdated. Premeditated. Calculated. Families testified. Heartbreaking. My mother trusted him completely. Called him a wonderful doctor. He killed her. Then told me she died peacefully. He looked me in the eye. And lied. Shipman's defense was weak. His lawyer argued. Misdiagnosis. Not murder. Dr. Shipman made mistakes. Patients died naturally. The morphine? From pain medication. The jury didn't buy it. Shipman testified. In his own defense. Denied everything. I did not kill my patients. I cared for them. These are tragic deaths. But natural. I'm innocent. Cold. Arrogant. No remorse. Prosecutors cross-examined. Destroyed his testimony. Dr. Shipman, 15 patients died. All your patients. All after you visited. All morphine overdoses. And you claim coincidence. Shipman had no answer. The prosecution presented more. Shipman's drug records. Morphine orders. Massive amounts. Far exceeding legitimate practice needs. Unaccounted morphine. Thousands of doses. Where did it go? Into his patients. Statistical expert testified. Analyzed Shipman's patient deaths. Compared to national averages. Normal death rate. Gradual increase with age. Shipman's patients. Sudden spike. After age 75. Death rate 500% above average. Closing arguments. Prosecution. Harold Shipman murdered 15 patients. Evidence is overwhelming. Medical, scientific, statistical, testimonial. He killed. Systematically. Deliberately. Find him guilty. Defense closing. Reasonable doubt. Medical uncertainty. No proof of intent. Dr. Shipman made errors, not crimes. Find him not guilty. The defense knew. They had no case. January 31st, 2000. After 6 months, 57 days of testimony, the jury deliberated. 6 days. They reviewed evidence. The verdict was obvious. Guilty. On all counts. The courtroom was packed. Families, media, public, everyone waiting. The jury returned. The foreman stood. On the count of murder. How do you find the defendant? Guilty. 15 counts. 15 guilty verdicts. Each one announced. Guilty. 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 Families wept. Relief. Justice. Finally, Shipman stood emotionless. No reaction. Cold. Empty. The judge sentenced Shipman. You betrayed their trust. Violated your oath. Destroyed families. I sentence you to life imprisonment. For each murder. 15 life sentences. You will never be released. Shipman was led away. Handcuffed. To prison. Life in prison. 15 murders convicted. But everyone knew. The real number was much higher. The investigation would continue. After conviction, investigators continued. Operation Shipman expanded. Public inquiry appointed. Mission: find every victim. Determine the true death toll. The investigation would take 4 years. Investigators reviewed every death certificate Shipman signed. From 1970 to 1998, 28 years. Over 3,000 death certificates. Analyzing each one. Patient age, health, cause of death, circumstances. They interviewed hundreds more families. Tell us about your loved one. Were they sick? Did Dr. Shipman visit? How did they die? Story after story. Healthy people. Sudden deaths. Shipman was there. Statistical analysis revealed shocking pattern. Shipman's death rate. Consistent excess. Every year. From 1975 onwards. Not random fluctuation. Sustained. Deliberate. The death stopped only when he was arrested. Medical experts examined records, looking for Shipman's signatures. His patterns. Home visits. Elderly females. Living alone. Afternoon deaths. Found deceased. These signatures identified probable victims. The numbers climbed. June 2001. The inquiry reached interim conclusion. Confirmed victims, 215. Probable victims, additional 45. Total, 260 murders. Over 23 years. Harold Shipman, Britain's most prolific serial killer. 260 victims. More than Ted Bundy. More than Jeffrey Dahmer. More than John Wayne Gacy. Combined. 1 doctor. 1 practice. 23 years. 260 people trusted him. He killed them all. The oldest victim. And Cooper, age 93. The youngest. Peter Lewis, age 41. Most were elderly. But Shipman didn't discriminate. Anyone who trusted him was at risk. Young, old, male, female. Timeline analysis revealed acceleration. Early years, 1975 to 1985, 3 to 5 kills per year. Learning, refining. Later years, 1995 to 1998, 15 to 30 kills per year. Experienced, confident, addicted to killing. Some days Shipman killed multiple victims. Same day, different patients, different homes. Morning visit, 1 dead. Afternoon visit, another dead. 3 murders in 1 day. Documented. Multiple times. Families learned the truth decades later. My mother died in 1984. We thought natural causes. Now we know. Shipman murdered her. 40 years of believing a lie. The grief returns fresh. The inquiry recommended changes. Medical system reform. Death certification. 2 doctors, not 1. Cremation controls. Morphine tracking. Regular audits. All designed to prevent another Shipman. But investigators knew. Reforms wouldn't bring back the dead. 260 people murdered by their doctor while authorities missed signs. Death rates. Morphine orders. Pattern complaints. Nobody connected dots until too late. One question remained. Why? Why did Harold Shipman kill? Investigators found no answer. Shipman never explained. Never confessed. Never showed remorse. took his motivation to his grave. Psychologists theorized. Control. Power. God complex. Childhood trauma. Mother's death. Morphine association. But theories, not answers. Nobody knows why 260 people had to die. Nobody will ever know. January 13, 2004. Wakefield Prison. Shipman was found deceased in his cell. He had taken his own life. Day before his 58th birthday. Taking the truth with him. Denying families' final answers. Families had mixed reactions. Some relieved. He's gone. Can't hurt anyone else. Others angry. He escaped justice. Died on his terms. We wanted him to suffer like our families suffered. Investigators believed Shipman timed his death to preserve his pension for his wife. British law, murderers sentenced to whole life terms lose pensions if they die in prison after age 60. Shipman died age 57. Pension preserved. Final calculated manipulation. Even in death, Shipman maintained control. Chose when to die, how to die, left no explanation, no apology, no remorse. 260 families denied closure, denied justice, denied answers. Shipman's final cruel act. The death toll. Official, 260 confirmed victims. But investigators believe the real number could be 450 or more. Some cremated, no evidence. Others not yet identified. Shipman took the truth with him. Today, 24 years later, Harold Shipman remains Britain's worst serial killer. Possibly the world's most prolific. A doctor who murdered hundreds of patients with morphine over 2 decades. The case changed British medicine forever. Death certification now requires 2 doctors, not 1. Independent review. Preventing single doctor from concealing murders. The Shipman reforms, born from tragedy. Morphine prescribing now monitored. Centrally tracked. Excessive ordering flagged automatically. Preventing stockpiling. Computer systems detect patterns. Death rates. Unusual deaths. Alert authorities before, not after. Medical regulators change practices. Regular audits. Random reviews. Colleague observations. Whistleblower protections. Anonymous reporting. Systems designed to catch the next Shipman before hundreds die. But experts warn. Systems aren't perfect. Determined killer can still deceive. Shipman showed trust is vulnerable. Doctors still have power over life and death. The question remains, could it happen again? The victims are remembered. Memorial gardens in Hyde. Commemorative events. Annual remembrance. Families gather, sharing stories, honoring lives stolen by a doctor they trusted with their lives. Some families still seek answers. Why my mother? Why not someone else? What made him choose her? Questions with no answers. Shipman took his motivations to his grave. Permanent mystery for grieving families. The medical profession was traumatized. Doctors horrified. One of their own betrayed everything. The Hippocratic Oath. First, do no harm. Shipman did maximum harm to hundreds, using medical knowledge to kill. Trust in doctors was damaged. Especially elderly patients, now suspicious, questioning, seeking second opinions. Shipman's legacy. Fear where there should be trust. A wound in doctor-patient relationship. Medical schools now teach the Shipman case. As warning, ethics courses, professional boundaries, recognizing colleague misconduct, speaking up, preventing the unthinkable from happening again. New generation learning from worst betrayal. Criminologists study Shipman. Healthcare serial killers are rare but real. Nurses, doctors using access to kill. Shipman showed the danger of unchecked authority in medical settings. Academic study preventing future healthcare murders. The death toll makes Shipman one of history's deadliest serial killers. More than Jack the Ripper. More than Charles Manson. More than anyone in British history. 260 confirmed, possibly 450. A doctor, the deadliest. Hyde, England. The town still bears scars. Community members remember. New victims, trusted Shipman. Saw him in grocery stores, at events. Normal doctor, secret monster, living among them for decades. Shipman's family was destroyed. Wife divorced him after arrest. Children changed names, moved away, trying to escape the shame, the horror. Their father, the monster they never knew. Family shattered by his crimes. The question haunts everyone. How? How did nobody notice for 23 years? 260 deaths. Excessive morphine orders. Statistical anomalies. Warning signs everywhere. But nobody connected the dots. Catastrophic systemic failure. Families asked, could we have known? Should we have questioned? Demanded autopsies? Second opinions? But hindsight is cruel. They trusted their doctor, as we all do. That trust cost lives. Harold Shipman proves evil can hide behind respectability. White coat, medical degree, community service. None of it meant anything. Behind the facade, a serial killer murdering the most vulnerable. Professional mask-hiding monster. The victims deserve remembrance. 260 people with lives, families, stories. Reduced to statistics, to case numbers. But they were mothers, fathers, grandparents, friends. All murdered by their doctor. Each life mattered. Today, medical safeguards protect patients better than 1998. But not perfect. Vigilance required always. Trust, but verify. Question when something feels wrong. Shipman's lesson in 260 deaths. Eternal vigilance necessary. Harold Shipman, the doctor who killed 250 patients with morphine injections. Over 23 years. Britain's worst serial killer. His victims will never be forgotten. Neither will the lesson. Trust, but verify. Always.